So, hello. My name is Shaya Babatunde and I am the founder of Ken Blue. Over the years as a consultant, I've been working primarily with black-owned businesses and black-owned startups, and I've been privileged to work with so many black entrepreneurs in the UK who have built 6 to 7 figure businesses in under 5 years. Now, I've worked with these individuals closely and I've seen their growth with my own eyes. So in this video series, I want to share with you some secrets to black British growth. So today's secret that I'm talking about is be humble. Now, it sounds like a random thing. You're thinking be humble business, what's the correlation? But I'm going to explain. But before I get into it, I want to make it clear what I'm not saying, right? So when I say be humble, I'm not saying be a pushover. I'm not saying be quiet. I'm not saying be timid. I'm not saying be weak. I'm not saying be nice. Of course, be nice. You know what I mean? When some people are they're overly nice to the detriment of their own business. I don't mean be a pushover or be too nice or be too anything. When I say be humble, what I am saying is be aware of your shortcomings. Be open to collaborating. Be willing to take feedback from customers. Be aware that you don't make a business, right? But what am I talking about exactly? Now, I want to illustrate this with a very short story. Now, disclaimer, this man I'm about to talk about, I believe he's a legend, he's a pioneer, I respect all that he's achieved, and he has made black people, especially black men, feel like we can achieve anything, right? My point is not to suggest that this man isn't humble also, and I'm just using this example. I'm not trying to embarrass him, I'm not trying to disrespect him or insult him. He's a living legend, so just want to make that very, very clear. But I want us to take real life lessons from his example, right? And he's Mr. Usain Bolt. Now, Usain Bolt is currently, at the time of this video being recorded, the fastest man in the world. And hopefully by the time it's published, no one's gonna outrun him in the next couple of hours. But as of now, he's the fastest man in the world. And Usain Bolt is like many of entrepreneurs I've met, and many entrepreneurs out there, maybe like yourself, who is extremely talented and naturally gifted, and you excel at something, right? Usain Bolt is a phenomenal athlete, and he rightly believes in his source and has been able to wow the world over and over when he's run, and he's won countless of medals and set various records, right? So when it comes to sprinting, he is second to none, and we all know that. Fine. What happened though is Mr. Bolt retired from sprinting as a competitive athlete and turned his legs to football. And he loves football, and he's spoken in interviews in the past about one day wanting to play for Manchester United, and he really, he's a really big football fan and he really wanted to play football. So he's even tried out a few things, but we're gonna kind of get to that. And many people who watch football, they assume, well, he's fast, so he's gonna do very well, right? Because some of the best footballers in the world are very fast. Yeah, so he should be able to excel in a sport, being the fastest man in the world, right? So to cut the long story shorter, he didn't do very well in football. He played a few games, but critics say he showed very little promise as a professional footballer, simply because although he's fast, and running fast is a major important component for being a good footballer, being a good footballer is about a lot more than running fast. Makes sense? So although, running fast is an important thing, a lot of the best footballers in the world can really run fast. Being a good footballer is about a lot more than running fast. And I just want to make it very clear, running fast is not easy. So I'm not trying to diminish the art of sprinting or his ability, but simply to point out that when it comes to football, there is a bit more to consider, right? And I'm talking about in the realm of things you're thinking about at once. Sprinting is not easy. Sprinting that fast is definitely not easy. So I'm in no way trying to suggest, football's harder. But there's different things to think about when you're playing football. And I liken this to business, right? Because many of us have fantastic skills. You can deliver well. Maybe you're a chef, people love your meals. Or you're a graphic designer, people love your work. You're a hairdresser. Your styles are like to die for. People are like, oh my gosh, who did your hair? Or who did that person's hair? Like, whatever it is you're delivering, you are phenomenal at it. Phenomenal, that word is getting me today. You're phenomenal at it. But business is about so much more than delivery. Business is about more than the fact that the end result you produce is good for the customer. The same way, football is about a lot more than the fact that you can run fast or you have great accuracy when you shoot. Football requires a multi-level skill set the same way business does. But most entrepreneurs, we believe we can carry business forward purely because of a skill to deliver alone. So when I say be humble, this is what I'm referring to. This is the number one thing that I've learned working with multiple successful black entrepreneurs. Contrary to popular belief and popular notions and ideas within the black British UK culture, working with others was a secret to their power. You know, a lot of the time in the black community, especially in the UK, and I know this happens in some African communities and so on and so forth, whereby doing it alone is almost like the pride and joy. Like, oh, it was me, I started, I went out there, I conquered. You know, it's almost the I came, I saw, I conquered ideology that people kind of glorify. But honestly, a lot of the guys that I've worked with that are doing really well, they intentionally avoided doing it themselves. They avoided doing it, not because they were lazy, but because they understood, you know what? Their strengths were to let me do what I can do and let me learn or pay or collaborate in the areas that I'm struggling. You know, I'm great with strategy and planning. And a client of ours, he was aware of this. And he would regularly call me to find a way for him to achieve something he had in mind. He never stressed about it. He never thought to himself, I've got to work this out. He knew that wasn't his forte. He said, look, Cheryl, let's work together. Let's work together on this. Let's see how we can get it out. So he used my strengths to push forward his agenda. And I don't mean that in a negative way, but you get the kind of drift I'm going for. So again, when I say be humble, I mean be aware. I mean be open. I mean be self-reflective enough to know that you can't do it alone. And do your best to get help in the areas that you need help with in order to grow. So it's very important. It's very key to look at and to think about when you're building your business. Remember, just because you're good at a particular thing, especially when it comes to delivery, that doesn't mean that that's all that needs to be done in order for you to build a business. A lot of people are good at their skill set. Again, they're good at a particular thing they're trying to sell, and they're wondering why they're not selling. Another real important point to highlight is there are two main activities you do in every business. Two main activities. That's delivery and sales. Those two are the sum total of every core activity in any business. All the other stuff, compliance, finance, HR, you know, public relations, marketing, social media, technical support, all of those other things that come with it are all to support those two things, sales and delivery. And funny enough, you know, there's a debate about this kind of stuff, you know, within the business thinkers, for lack of a better word, is that, to be fair, a lot of people regard the sales part as more important than the delivery part. Because essentially, if you're able to sell to enough people, you can outsource and hire the best to do the delivery anyway. And a lot of people who have successful businesses are not even good at what they deliver personally. They just know how to sell it, and they find people who are better than them at delivering it to deliver. So you have to be very careful to think that, you know, you can build a big business just because you've got a great product or a great service. When technically, people can pay other people to do that product, create that product or service if they can sell very well. So recognize that what you know is a small piece of what you need to know, and what you do is a small piece of what needs to be done. And that's what we mean when we say one of the secrets of success is to be humble. At KenBlue, we focus on supporting black-owned businesses start, stabilize, and scale through strategic planning and accountability. We currently offer free sessions to help people or anyone who wants to build a strategy to help them build consistent income in their business within 6 months. Just to make it very clear, that's not exclusive to black businesses. So if you're not a black business and you do want to get some support, we're open to help. But just to make it clear, a lot of the things we do are focused on the need that we find black businesses have. So we're focusing on supporting people come up with a strategy, a plan, a number, what they need to do step by step in order to get consistent income within the next 6 months in their business. If you don't know how to do that, be humble. Click the link in the description and get some free help. I hope to hear from you soon.